Hi, welcome back to another video. This is Brittany from Planning with Britt. If you're here for some planner content and want to watch me plan and all of my planners, then stay tuned. So we're going to start with doing some work in my Estelle Catch-All Weekly. This is an undated planner that I'm using to track some health and wellness. So the last time that we looked, we were partially through this. So this is January all filled in with like my glimmers, tracking those instead of like triggers. So today we're going to lay down the February monthly kit. And we did these two out of order because I laid this week down prior to realizing I had skipped the first week. So there's those 2 weeks. I started this planner January the 6th, the week of the 6th. I didn't do anything goal related or tracking the week of December the 30th, that first week of the year. So we basically started week 2, and then here's this one. I still need to highlight those with the markers, but we're going to lay down some other stickers as well. So on these weekly pages, this other part, I've just kind of given a little synopsis and maybe some things that aren't working yet or need to look at or work on, a little reflection, and then I've just used some deco. I haven't decided what else I want to track on these pages yet. If you have some ideas of other things that you're tracking in your health planner, or even in your main planner or something, let me know down in the comments. I would love to add some things to use that page instead of just for deco. So we're going to add a couple more weeks in here as well. But we're going to start with this February monthly kit. So I use the Hobonichi Weeks kits from my shop. This is the February version, and it fits excellently in this planner. So we're going to put this in here. You have to turn this sideways to get this to line up nicely. Okay, there's that. And this is a Sunday start planner, but since I put these date covers on it anyways, I go ahead and change it to a Monday start, is what I did with this one, because that's, well, I prefer my monthlies and weeklies to go in my head. The week starts on a Monday, so I count everything by Mondays, and that's just kind of what I like. So let's see if we can get this one to slide in here. Okay, all right, good deal. I'm gonna put the washi down here at the bottom, and then I'm gonna put the numbers on off camera, and then I'll be back to put in some other stickers and do some more planning. I just don't want you to have to watch me put all of the date stickers down. It's slow and tedious and not fun to watch. So we'll do that off camera, and I'll come back once those are done. Okay, I'm back. I got all the numbers laid down, and I removed my charm bracelet because it was hitting on the desk and making a terrible noise. So there's the February laid down. I plan on using this the same way with glimmers for this month. I'll add some deco later, but for now, that's what I'm got going. Okay, so I'm going to move into this next set of weeks, and we will lay some stickers down here. And so I'm using the a couple of kits from my shop, and these are in the Hobonichi Weeks style. This one is called Winter Chill, and you've probably already seen this, or it was in another video where I put this in the A5 sterling ink that I'm using for memory keeping. So let's go ahead and lay this little bit of stuff down here. So I'm still doing some back planning. I took forever to get deciding on what exactly I was going to use for this year. And also, I think I spoke about in another video, but we travel during the holidays. We travel like a part of Christmas, and that, so setting up a planner like late December, early January is a little bit difficult. Also, my shop, all the things in my shop, but my shop is very, very busy in the weeks right after the new year. Planner time, new planner time, I guess, makes for a very busy time for me. I do a lot of custom, like, word of the year stuff and all this kind of things that keep me very, very busy at that time of the year, which makes, you know, I mean, it's great. I'm so thankful to be busy, especially in an economy where a lot of sticker shops didn't survive in the last couple of years. So I'm thankful to be here still. But yeah, so I didn't decide forever what I was going to do, what I wanted to use, and how I was going to use them. And then I couldn't decide. Well, then when I did make some decisions in January, it's, I'm just swamped. So I teach high school full time. And so once, you know, my time to work in my shop and to work on my own planner and all those kind of things is slightly limited. So I have to just kind of make it work where I can. And it's just taken me a little while to get caught up. So, and then in the mix of all of that, I decided, let's start a YouTube channel while we're at it. So, you know, that's just kind of how I do things. We just kind of go full force ahead, which is great sometimes. And then sometimes it causes a little bit of chaos for me, which is fine. So yeah, I am just laying these down, and I will fill these in later. I won't do that on camera today, but I will fill these in, and then the next time that we're here, I will do some flip throughs with you and let you see those. So I just keep looking back because I don't even remember exactly how I set this up. Should be very similar. I used a Sterling ink N2 last year, which is the Hobonichi Week size Sterling ink for the same type of thing, health tracking. I did health, wellness, and my finances together. Strange combination to put together, I know. My finances have since migrated this year. I'm not putting them in here together, but either way, yeah. So I did set this up very similarly to that last year. So that's not really all that terribly different. So these are the same way I would use those stickers. So this is the Winter Chill Kit. It was the Hobonichi Week size in my shop. It comes in all the varieties of all the different kit sizes, which of course at this point, unless you live in some very north part of the world, a country, I mean, I guess, I'm in Texas in the United States. Winter's probably mostly a done deal for most of us. So unless you're somewhere extreme north or something like that, maybe you still want some winter kind of kits, but I'm just back planning, so we're using what we got. Let's see, did I add anything else in there that I need to add in here? Oh yeah, I need to add these kind of stickers. So we'll add the habit trackers. Oh, this kit actually doesn't have any habit trackers. That's correct. This one didn't have any habit trackers. There's some on a couple. Oh yeah, there's 2 habit trackers here. What am I saying? Here's habit trackers right in front of my face. It'd be nice if I could, like, see what I was looking at and do with this here. So we'll add this one on here. And I had some mistakes on here and didn't even realize that I did that. But, like, I had put steps here, which is actually rings that I was tracking on that one. And I have a sticker for steps. So I had to white out and fix both of those last time. I don't know what I was thinking. Talking away to you guys, just chatting and not paying attention to what I'm doing. So that was a little bit of a problem, but that's okay. So I've been tracking this info on sticky notes in my daily section of my everyday carry. So I have all this info. I just need to get it on paper, basically. So it's kind of where we're at. It's just trying to play catch up when we have a few minutes, and I figured why not bring you guys along for the ride. So what I haven't done is picked out markers to go with this set. I need to do that, and I need to grab some other stickers, those other trackers that go here. Let me grab those, and I'll be right back. Okay, marker selection is one of the things that seems to take me the longest, but I have some chosen now, so we'll go from there. I thought I was ready to film the video without any additions or edits, but I wasn't, so let's try now. And this marker is out of a brand new pack, but the lid was not on it greatly when I opened it. And so it is kind of a little dry. And that pink is a little brighter than I thought it was, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. All right, so vitamins there. Retainer we're putting on here. And then we'll put these other trackers down. Let's kind of take a peek at how we laid them out the other week. So we have water. We did kind of in here. I haven't used it enough to have like a groove yet and know exactly where I want things to go. So we're just kind of feeling it out for this little bit of time. So we'll highlight this in this really bright blue. So I'm using some Tombow markers from a couple of different sets. This one is $4.93, the green one's $2.43, and the pink one is $7.43. So some of these came from the bright set and one from the pastel set. Maybe two from the bright and one from the pastel, I think is where these came from. So there's the water tracker. We also put a sleep one there. And then I learned some information about the sleep tracker while I was filling this out last time. Apparently, when iOS, have been marking my sleep down because iOS was automatically tracking it in the iPhone Health app. So I wasn't too concerned. I knew that I could get to that info in that app. So when I went to try to fill all this out, it's not there. Apparently when iOS updated to 18, it stopped that. So once I realized that, I started tracking it on my watch. I added an app on my watch and started tracking there. So we'll be without sleep data for a little bit, but that's okay because I'm all right with it. Like, I mean, I'll just do whatever. And I still want the cohesiveness of the way this spread looks. So I want the sticker there anyways. I know, kind of wasteful, but I guess since I own a shop and make these stickers, it doesn't bother me that bad. Apologize for the dog barking in the background. She's outside, but I'm not sure what she's currently barking at. There's really honestly no telling. So yeah, so we'll get this filled in. I'm going to go back with my pen and trace the letters like I did in this last set. And then here I add a daily affirmation, and I have them like in a little app that I use, and so the date is locked to those. I'll fill those in and then highlight those. It's like I need to go back and highlight the ones from this week that did not get highlighted, but I will get that done. What else is on this spread? Probably a weigh-in sticker. Since I moved those up so high, I'll put the weigh-in sticker a little further down this time. And then we'll fill in the weight there. And I track the weight on my everyday carry calendar. Like when I weigh once a week. The scale's been pretty much hanging out the same place, which is good. I've lost some weight over the last year, and I'm like definitely trying to maintain, but I have a little bit more I would like to lose, but I think I'm getting to the point to realize that maybe this is pretty much like my ideal weight, about where I'm at now, and probably will just be in like kind of a maintenance like phase for a little while. So this is going to be the week of January the 20th through January 26th. And I'm going to trace around these letters. And I don't get really picky about it. I just kind of go with it. If it's not the neatest thing, like it's not the end of the world for me. Kind of picky in type A about some things and then not about others. So strange personality traits, but that's okay. So type A/B, depending on what it is. Some of these things I realize it's just not that big of a deal to get bothered by or upset by. I used to get bothered by things like that a lot. Dealt with a little bit of perfectionism and have to just kind of realize that life is just kind of short and just to let some of that go and just move on. Like that there, there's something underneath this page that I should have moved before I wrote on it, and it has made my pen kind of go wonky, but that's all right. That is all right. This pen is the Tombow Monograph, a 0.5 ballpoint. I have enjoyed using it. Although in my other planners, I'm using a different pen. It's a Japanese pen of some sort, and I have really enjoyed those. And we'll probably end up just kind of sticking with those in all of these Tomoe River paper planners. So, all right, there's that week mostly set up, and I will fill it in off camera, and we will, I'll share with you the next time that we're together here. So I'm not sure still about these pages, if I'll still just keep giving a little synopsis of the week, or if we'll do something else. That info was at the doctor's office. That's the info they took for me that week. And I will add that in here where it goes. Probably just actually stick that down in here. So there's that set of markers. The next kit for the end of January that I was using or going to use is called Polar Lights. This one's also in my shop. Also a winter themed kit. So maybe better to keep this in mind for next winter. These are currently in my last chance section right now before they retire from the shop. And so they are like 35% off. So if you're wanting a winter kit, you can definitely grab that from there. But yeah, there's not any, not a lot of winter left, at least where I'm at. So, although we were pretty cold this morning, it was like 29 degrees when I left for work. So maybe, I guess winterish, I guess. I'm not sure. We've had like 0 kind of precipitation this winter, any ice or snow, which is not the norm for us. We normally get some kind of weather, but we just really haven't this time. All right, so this is going to be the week of the 27th, January 27th. All right, there's those. I didn't really show you all of the kit, but it comes with, this is the Hobonichi Cousin Dates and Days kit, and it works well in this Aura Style Planner. This is a functional sheet that you can add to the kit or buy the whole thing. And then these are like the boxes and a couple of other little functional items. So you can definitely live without the decorative items, but I don't really ever want to be without the decorative items. So I enjoy the function of planning, obviously, but I really like the decorative portion of it also. So I need a mix of both in my planner. And I'm assuming you probably do as well, as why you're here watching me do this. So these little animals in this kit, the art of that animal, the animals is so cute, which is what drew me to this artwork to purchase, to put in the shop to begin with, because it's so cute. Also love the aurora lights kind of thing, the aurora borealis. That kind of stuff is a favorite of mine. Seeing the northern lights is a bucket list item for me for sure, and maybe one day that'll get to happen. All right, so this was the week of January 27th through February the 2nd. Okay. I need to stop again and pick some more markers. I didn't think about doubling up the set when I grabbed these, but let me grab some more markers and I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm back with some markers. This time I'm using a Sharpie S Note. They don't have any kind of numbers or names on them, but they are probably a little truer to their cap color than the Tombos are. So if you use these, you understand. This is Tombow 553, and then this little mild liner, this one says Violet. So yeah, the Tombos are a little deceiving. And then I have trouble when I'm matching up because I always color on this sticker paper, which is great, but it's not always the same when it hits the Tomoe River paper. So either way, I get close enough and I'm okay with it. It's good enough for me and we just move on. So let me scoop some of these stickers out of the way. Stickers galore here. So we'll put that set up there with those markers. And then we'll fill in from our sheet here. So we've got the functional, these two habit trackers off the functional sheet. we'll grab this one and put it up here. We'll grab this one and head back here with that. So we'll start with this and write out vitamins. To an age where I need all the different vitamins for all the different things. I don't know if anybody else is living that life, but you know, the weekly pill container life. I am. I kind of had to squish that in there, but it's fine. It'll work. So I think we put a water sticker. We did water and then sleep. So we'll slide the water one right in about here. And that one went down very crooked, and I'm not going to try to pull it up. Sometimes I can get them back up, but sometimes this paper is just a little temperamental. And I would rather not fight that. So we'll put those there. And then I have the rings I'm going to put right underneath here. And then one for steps underneath that. So all of these trackers, these 3 trackers are available in my shop. This I bought from another shop. I bought a bunch a long time ago, and I've been using them, and I'm going to use them until they're gone. I think I have one more sheet after this, and then I have created one that's in my shop, and I will go to using my own once this is done. And then let me put a weigh-in sticker down here at the bottom. So we'll write with the marker, we'll trace around those, and then we'll move on to another planner. So we'll put that down in here. And then I can show you these weeks filled in and the next little flip through that we do of this next time we see this planner. So there's that. So just tracing around these. Yeah. So are there other things that you track in your health and wellness planner? I am using my FitnessPal to track food, and so I feel like it's very redundant to write down all my food somewhere when I'm already entering it in there. I do want to take the macros from the app and add it to this back page of the weekly spread thing here somewhere. I think at this point that's kind of my concern. I'm not really concerned about calories per se, more so like, am I getting enough protein? Am I meeting some of those goals? So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm on a wanting to build muscle kind of kick, and so protein is going to be key for that. I want to build some strength, and longevity is kind of my goal with this health and wellness stuff. So that's where I'm thinking about this. And see, on the sticker paper, these colors didn't look quite that close together. It was this one and this one, but now that they're on here together, they are looking a little bit close to the same, but that's okay. Yeah, so yeah, I was wanting to, I'm just trying to build a little bit of muscle and a little bit of longevity and some strength. I want to live for a while, and I want to be able to do all the things that I want to do and not really have any physical restrictions limiting me. So that's kind of my goal in this process. So I think I want to start adding the macros on there. So I don't really plan on tracking food. What other things could I possibly track in here that would make good use of that space? I thought about maybe some self-care activities, kind of mental health, wellness. I am tracking my reading in the back pages of this. I do have a list of books that I've read going in there. I'm a pretty avid reader and read quite a few books. I don't know how many I've finished already this year. I'm pretty sure that's not even that completely updated as of yet to share with you, but I will soon. I'll share that also. So this is the next week of that setup, and I'm going to leave it at this point, and we'll go on to my next planner. Okay, so now we're going to work in the A5 horizontal Sterling ink planner, and I've kind of struggled with this one and how to use it and how I want to use it and kind of how that's going to be, and it's kind of a change this entire time. So in the first part of this planner, I have a monthly booklet from Sterling Ink that just has, I haven't done anything in the front pages, like in the goal setting area yet. I've put some goals for my shop in there. I use the HB90 system, and there's probably some things in here that I can use, but I usually use that digital planner and then my Kanban board. So I don't know that there's much here. Maybe I would track some things for that or something, but I haven't started that yet. And maybe coming into quarter two, when we get to that point, I can find some things. So this is how I set up the monthly for the shop, just like my What's Good Wednesday sales, any other things that are going on. The Wild Collab sale participated in January. Excuse me. New releases were scheduled for here. I was off schedule for over a year for that, so I'm back on schedule now, but that was a problem. The Ultimate Planner sale actually happened here. It was originally scheduled for here and actually happened this weekend with 2 collab sales right in a row, which was not the best timing for me, especially in this month where my shop is like crazy busy, but it was okay. And then the mystery kit happens the last weekend of the month. This is what February looked like. Not as much going on as far as sales and things. There was new releases. This should have been April new releases. They didn't happen then. They happened later. That's all right though. And then the mystery kit was this weekend, and then the What's Good Wednesday. So March, the dates are all on here. I do this before I make the digital calendar that posts on Instagram. But I'm going to add some washi and some marker, just kind of like I did here, to fill this in. And then we'll move on to the remainder of this. So I'm going to put some of this washi down here at the bottom. And I have washi and some markers pulled to highlight these things. I've not set up the April shop calendar yet. I will soon, but I have not at this point. But that won't take too long. It's the What's Good Wednesdays kind of rotate through the same schedule, so they're not hard to figure out. My release schedules, I try to release new releases around the 15th of the month. It doesn't always happen that way, but I do my best to do that. And then these rotate through, and then mystery kit's always the last weekend. This mystery kit fell with March. It fell so late that most of it was actually in, I guess, the February mystery kit, sorry, fell so late that actually it was in March, because it's just the way the month worked out. Like the month was a little bit short, and so mystery kit weekend held there. I hate to do like new releases mystery kit at the same time, even though these didn't quite happen there, or fully, like they partially happened but not completely. I hate to do things 2 weekends in a row. I did it in January, like almost every weekend, but I don't really like to do that. So there's that. So I'm going to put some of this washi down up here for this February mystery kit, even though it was in February. It happened this weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it on here because why not? There's plenty of space, and I like the color that the washi tape brings to the page, so we'll go ahead and put that here. I think I talked before that several years ago I took all my washi tape and put it on these cards. It's clear, like clear plastic, like badge cards. I don't know if it was a good idea. I just had more washi than I would ever use, so I kept what I wanted and got rid of the rest. And still have more washi than I would ever use, but at the same time, it's hard. My husband built me drawers specifically to hold these washi cards, which is great, but I still have to flip through all of them, kind of like this. And I did write on the top of all of them, but that doesn't really tell me much. I still have to be able to see color, so I kind of have to flip through them like a Rolodex or something to find what I'm looking for every time. And so it's not the end of the world, but it is, it's a little difficult and a little bit time consuming, but it's fine. And then I don't always, like, I organized them pretty well by color, I thought, but I didn't, I just didn't. When I go to put them back, it's like I don't really remember where they came from, or like what exactly where they were, or what, you know, where they should go. Because then sometimes I think, oh, well, these should go elsewhere. These sub boxes are all together. The sub box washis from all the years that I've subbed, they're all together in order by date, so they're not as hard to figure out. It's just the other like plain Simply Gilded washi that's like colored that I struggle with a little bit. So this is what this looks like. I used a month sticker, a clear month sticker from my shop. I'll grab those in a minute and we'll add it. And then we've got April. I knew that this was the next one. I went ahead and put it on there when I filled out March so that I know where to start in my little cycle. And so we do that for every month, and that's really it. There's a few notes pages here in the back of this that I just write down stuff for the shop, like I have a list of requests, some stuff I need to finish. I also added like a supplemental Hobonichi notebook here in the back. Those are some sizes of things I was dealing with, and then I make some like notes to myself too for other things I want to try. So that's all of the stuff for the shop. I think the month stickers are handy in my little plastic case here. Let's see. I'm pretty positive the clear ones are, yeah, they're right here. So we'll add March and April while we're in here. I haven't picked out a color scheme for April yet, but I really just kind of flip through my stuff and see something that like, oh, this looks similar to what in my mind the color that this month would be. And we'll use that and some markers and fill that out. So we'll do that and we'll add April, and then we'll highlight these little things, and then we'll get off of this. We'll get off of this sheet and go into the other part of the planner. So the A5, when I purchased planners this year from Sterling Ink, I purchased the A5 vertical because that's what I used last year in the half year. And that was my kind of plan to move forward, was to use that again. And I like the half year because I memory keep in the back, and I add and tip in all kinds of things, and I use stickers and all the works. And those planners were huge. So I liked the mulberry color. That was number one. It did not come in a half year variety. I liked the I was very intrigued by the horizontal, which was new for her this year, and I didn't order this in the launch, but it came up in the buy sell trade group, and it is beautiful, and it was horizontal, and it was in the color I wanted and all the things, and so I bought it from the buy sell trade group, and then I got it and didn't know what to do with it. So I put one of these clear stickers for my shop in the front cover. I think we've seen that in an earlier video. I still have yet to use any of this up here. I did figure some stuff out with some goals and recently made some goal stickers to cover these up, because I use the Moxie Life goal setting system, and I'm going to use it kind of in this framework this year. So what my plan is to put the 8 Moxie Life categories across the top. So I'll white these out, and I have them down here, the categories, and then I'm going to use this someday one day across this part down here. So that's the plan, and I'll write all that kind of stuff in there soon. That's coming up soon, and once I get that filled in, I'll show you. So I haven't done anything with this page yet. I'm not sure what I will do with it. The Q1 is pretty much a wash. We're getting close to the end of Q1, and I haven't done anything with that. Maybe Q2 we'll start tracking some goals in there. We'll see. I had good intentions of using this last year in my planner, and also did not. So my monthlies are pretty basic, just with you know, things that need to be done, like a normal monthly calendar. This is February, has not been filled in yet. I wanted to show you guys first, and this is March. And I keep everything really on my everyday carry calendar. That's the messy one that has everything for life, because it's with me everywhere, every day. So this is March, and I have not done anything with April. I did put all of the clear month stickers down, but I stopped with the holiday stickers after April, and these are clear script holiday stickers that are also in my shop. Okay, so the way I started using this planner, I really didn't know what to do with it. So I started with just trying to figure out how to use a horizontal for planning over here, and I've gone all different varieties of that. I've done different varieties on this spacing page as well to do. I was going to Walmart, needed something specific, our dinners, and then a little like 1-sentence recap of the week or so. This week, tried a few other things. A little recap, I have a to-do, I have dinners. This one, lots of things on here to do. I had a little recap of the weekend, things I need to pay, and our dinners. This week to do, dinners to buy, some more notes. I divided the columns, started here at this part of January, dividing the columns up, and I was writing some things for like my shop here. This is just like normal stuff in here, and then some stuff at school. I've just kind of been all over the place with doing this. So this was the last week in January, the beginning part of February. Same thing, groceries, like to do, being an adult, feeding time, dinner. This is an old kit from Avalon and 9th. This is also a very old kit. I'm not sure where it's from, but this is the first week of February. And then we get into this part of the next little bit of February, the 10th through the 16th. And then I had set these up beforehand and then did not use them. I get into when I get super busy, I get into just using my everyday carry, and it has daily pages and it has all the things I need. And this has just kind of been left to unused, and I was going to go back and fill this in and back plan it, but I'm not going to. Like, there's just no reason. I don't know that this is going to be saved, and for that reason, I'm not going to worry about archiving or back planning any of this. So this is this current week right here. And so what I started Monday was crazy when I got to work, back to work after spring break. So I started with kind of a brain dumper, like these are some things that have to happen today or whatever. And so I started doing that, and I broke some down into a couple of different things, and then I put a couple other things down here, and then just kind of left it at that. So in the back, in the like daily pages here after all the weeks, I have this inbox, notebook inbox from Type A with Alexa. I've done a couple of brain dumps for certain weeks. This one I started and then didn't ever even finish writing anything. And then past there, I've been using this kind of like some stream of conscious journaling, just getting some stuff out of my head. And I don't that any of that needs to see the light of day outside of there. And nothing, I mean, it's not personal or crazy. It's just my thoughts at that moment that needed to dump somewhere. And so I think going forward, that's kind of how I anticipate using this planner. I will brain dump and stream a conscious journal like in the morning, get stuff off my brain, and then kind of try to prioritize that into a weekly spread. Like, you know, maybe the 3 columns still works well, maybe for my shop, personal stuff to do at work. And then I can either use like a running to-do list, an Alistair method from my brain dump here, and mark where those things are going to go, because I don't know when I write it down which day of the week everything's going to wind up on. So that's kind of how I see this planner going forward. We're not going to really do much in it together today because it's just kind of a rough draft planner for me, and so I will do that when we get there. Okay, so that's all of this one. Okay, so this is my third and final planner. I do have a teacher planner at work, but I don't really do much in it. I track lessons, and that's about it. This is in the Mo term. I'm pretty sure this is honey. I'm pretty sure this one's honey. This one is the Mo term a veg tan apricot, and this one is honey. And the one before in the A5 horizontal planner, this is the pebbled leather, and this is burnt orange. So that's all the Mo term covers. I have plenty more, and you'll probably see that as we go out, because I do like to change them out. But so this is the memory keeping one. I don't really do much with pockets. I'm not good at it. I love to look at pockets that are decorated, and I like to watch all the people do, and I've tried kind of to emulate some of that, and it just doesn't ever work out for me. So this is the A5 vertical Sterling Ink Common Planner, and this is part 1. So this is a half-year planner, 6 months long. And so since we were here last time, I've added this paper in that goes with my my sunflower here, and it's taped, and it's vinyl. It's actually a piece of vinyl from Hobby Lobby. I didn't take the backing off. It's just kind of taped in with removable adhesive in case I get tired of it and want to change that out. The front part, again, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't think I'm going to track my goals, and I may end up putting them in here kind of like once they're finalized. I may use the rough draft planner, kind of making it rough, and then as they make them look nice and neat in here, or even as what I accomplished every time in here, because this planner will be archived and saved after the end of the year. So this one, I still have no idea what I'm tracking there. The quarterlies are all left blank. The January monthly, when we were here last time, I was sketching and I was coloring with markers. I decided to ditch the markers. I finished sketching in pencil. I thought about going back with colored pencils, but I really kind of just like the way it is, and I don't think I'm going to change that. So that's going to stay as it is for now. Today we're going to set the February monthly up together. And instead of doodles in February, I decided somewhere along the way that I want to do something different every month in this monthly. So for January was, oh, my sticker pile's moving with me. For January, I was doing the doodles, which you saw. For February, I'm going to do some Zentangle drawings, sketches. I don't know what you call them, drawings, I guess. Some Zentangle patterns in here. So that's what's next for me. This is the Hobonichi Cousin monthly kit for my shop, which is the same as the Hobonichi Weeks kit that you saw yesterday in yesterday's plan. I mean, in the, it was yesterday when I made that part of the video, but in the Hobonichi, not the Hobonichi Weeks, using the Hobonichi Weeks kit in the Aura Estelle planner. So yeah, that is part of that. I grabbed my tweezers, but I think I'll do the numbers off camera, just for time's sake and for boring you to death, because that's not fun. All right, so there's these. And then I used the monthly washi across the bottom. right up to the boxes. Yes, yes, in fact I did. Again, if this is a place that you're wanting like stickers laid down perfectly and nicely and always really great laid down, this might not be the place for you because, yeah, I don't always make that happen. So this one, I'm going to, I don't like starting on that side, but I'm going to try to do this and then cut this other portion off because I don't like it to go all the way across that little sidebar. The sidebar, I will probably just use some kind of deco. There's deco, monthly deco that goes with this kit. I don't have it out handy right now. And I did that last time. I'll fill some in later. But after I get to putting the Zentangles down, then we'll get that done. So I do have the days of the month to lay down, the little number days. I'll lay that down off camera and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got all those laid down. Yeah, so for the monthlies, I mean, this was fun. I'm not a sketcher or a doodler, and I did actually enjoy the time I did it. I just don't know that I want to do it all the time. So I watched several YouTube videos of people like that use their monthly in a non-traditional way, and then I just compiled a list of ideas in my notes app on my phone, and so I'm going to do Zentangles in February and then do something different for March. I haven't decided yet what that will look like, but we'll figure it out. And now I'm going to come back here to the weekly. So last time we set up this weekly, and this is how I ended up deciding to use it. So I just used markers to put some big words to first, you know, like whatever about the day, and filled in some other things as we went. So these were just kind of highlights of the day. This is the second week we put these down together, and I have filled that in. And then this is the third week that we put down together. I've yet to fill this in. So as far as this goes, this is fine. I like it. I like the way it looks. I've actually enjoyed it. But I don't know that I'll do that forever. I mean, because if I'm going to memory keep more memory keeping in the back of the planner, then I feel like that's kind of redundant too. Like basically those are things that are written in my everyday carry, and then maybe denoted in the A5 horizontal, and then basically the same things here. So I've been looking at some of those like list kind of things, like list by layout, that kind of stuff, and maybe I might do that, start doing that in some of the weeklies, is like different kinds of lists and just other things that might make this interesting to look back on in some point in time, whenever that is that I look back at these. So this is I lost a page of this kit. I lost 2 pages of this kit. They're in a different section. All right, so this is the Warm Hearts Hobonichi Cousin kit that's in my shop. This is a last year's February kit, but I love it. I love the colors. I love all the things. So we're going to lay this down for this, like, end of January. Oh, this is the wrong week. Let's not do that. I'm going to go a little bit out of order since I have the sticker picked up. This is the first week of February kit. I have a different kit, the Polar Lights kit that we put down in the Orestel planner. That one is going to go for that last week of January, and I have it over here as well. So we're going to lay some stickers down today and chat a little bit more, and then I will fill some more in and flip through it before next time. I've not started in the back pages yet. I do have a plan for those, but I haven't worked on those yet, and as I get more of it done, I will definitely share the process. So hopefully you don't mind these semi-chatty videos. I like to watch YouTubers that kind of have longer, chattier videos, and they chat through their process as they go and about their life in general. So I guess that's kind of what I took from this. The way I would do this is the same, but hopefully it doesn't bother you for me to be chatty. I feel like I'm rambly, and I don't remember what I've told you the last time in a different video, so that makes things a little fun. And if you hear the same thing like 13 or 14 times, I apologize. I don't know that I use this other washi in either one of these kits. Last year I would use this washi to divide about like this time of the day where my PM routine would happen, and then I put like cleaning tasks down underneath. But that's not really necessary for this planner this year. So let's see, let's put the dates at the top. This week is the 3rd of February is the Monday, and it went through the 9th. So the 3rd through the 9th. So we'll lay these down, and then we'll go on. So I teach at the high school I teach at. Typically, we are a 4-day-a-week school district. We go to school Monday through Thursday. Typically, we're off on Fridays. There are a few Fridays throughout the year that we have like professional development at that time. The schedule kind of eliminates us having to have a lot of like faculty meetings or staff meetings or whatever after school hours or before school hours. And they can kind of wait and do a lot of that stuff on these Fridays. But we do one per 6 weeks. So the 6 weeks ends on one Thursday. The following Friday, we have professional development. The year before, we did it like 6 weeks in on Thursday, and we would do it on Friday. And they gave us time during that schedule to like finalize grades, work on grades. It was really nice. But this year, they've done it the week after. So, which is okay too. It does give us some time to like prep and plan and do a few things. And I don't really mind working those few Fridays that we do. And then there's some Fridays during the school year that we need to work due to like testing. Whenever I'm in Texas, and whenever our state has testing windows, retesting windows, any of that good stuff, we have to be open. And by open, I mean hold school for like 5 days in a row. So there's a little bit in the fall that we do that. And then there's some in the spring for sure when we get to like very heavy testing season. I'm just going to kind of make a pattern going down the page with these. I don't really know. I didn't have a game plan coming into this, so we're kind of just making it work. All right, there's 3, and then I've got 4 more. So 1 lower and then go back up towards the top. That'll work. Okay, so yeah, so we do have school on Fridays, like occasionally. It's not, I think I should put it higher up, kind of where that would have met. Yeah, I think I like that better. Anyways, we do have school occasionally on Fridays, and it's not like the end of the world or super bothersome or anything like that. I don't mind it that much. The kids hate it. And it's funny to me when this is like our 4th year, I think, of this 4-day school week. And whenever we first started, the kids were so opposed to like 4 days of a week. They wanted to come to school all 5 days. They did not like having that day off. They were so bothered. And then now that they've done it for several years, they can't handle being at school on a Friday. They hate it. And I think it's just hilarious that it's so bothersome to them. But yeah, they complain and complain and complain. And goodness gracious, it's just a few Fridays a year. I haven't like counted them up, ever totaled them up, but it's probably less than 10 that they have school. I'm sure it's less than 10, probably more like 6. But they do not care for that at all. Okay, so there's not much else I put down in the little framework. I'm still not like in a groove with this, so I'm kind of looking back and forth. So let's set these stickers aside, and let's find those Polar Lights kit, which is right here under my planner. All right, so this is the Polar Lights Hobonichi Cousins. So this format that you saw with this kit, this is the 2024, 2023, 2024 Hobonichi Cousin format in my shop. And there's still a lot of those kits listed. And then this is the format that we went with for 2025. So a little bit different. I streamlined some and made the sheets a little smaller, can make the cost a little less. And then people, like some people just want this kind of stuff. They don't want any decorative boxes. And then they maybe want functional, and that can be separate. So I did that for cost. You know, like the economy's been kind of crazy. And I know, you know, buying stickers is fun, but it's not a necessity. And so as people cut back, I'm trying to help them be able to still keep their planner cute without breaking the bank. And, you know, there's still enough there if you want to buy all of them. And then there's add-ons that have all kinds of other things if you feel the need to have more than what this little kit offers. So there is those things. This kit is probably one of my favorite new ones. I love the colors. These are some of my favorite colors. I love the combination of them. And my nails match this kit, which is kind of funny. Totally not planned, but yeah, I do like the colors in this kit. So yeah, so I don't we don't have to go to school very often, which makes this helpful for like running my shop and things. I typically have Fridays to work, and then I still have a little bit of weekend also. So that helps with, you know, because not only do I run the shop, but, you know, I have a life of things. Like I'm an adult that has needs, self-care needs, cleaning needs, you know, like I have to clean the house. I have to, you know, do all of the things. So that's a good time always. All right, so let's lay these numbers down real quick here. So this week started on the 27th. So it gives me time, you know, clean house, do laundry, do the things that I have to weekly do to reset my home and ready to go for another week at work. So yeah, that's a good time. And then I have some time, a little bit of time to myself, and then it's time to work on my shop. And yeah, spend time with my husband or whatever we decide to do. So funny story here. This kit, whenever this is like a prototype kit. Usually the first prints and the test prints are what I keep for myself. And then I do the others. I make any additions or changes before I list them and sell them. So this kit, for some reason, when I move the numbers over from wherever I was using them before, it doesn't have a 1. And sometimes I send test kits to people to try out for me. And I did this set because this was a new format and it was different. I wanted to see what they thought before we went head deep in this. Yeah, one of my friends that was testing this for me messaged me and said, hey, this kit does not have a number 1. I'm like, what? How does that happen? I'm not even really sure. And how did I miss it is even funnier. So I'm going to use the 11. I'll find a marker and change that in a little bit, a black one. And I'm going to leave it because I think it's funny and it kind of serves a memory of how the ones got lost on this kit. I really am unsure. So I'm going to start and do the same kind of zigzag, but I'm going to start in the middle of the page with these. I love this purple. Purple's my favorite color, but I love this very light lavendery purple. And I love the little animals. I know I said that yesterday when we were doing the Estelle weeks in this, but I love the little creatures. They're so cute. I think I'm just going to kind of go up and down right here in this area instead of going all the way down this time. So there's no rhyme or reason. If you follow along here for a while, you'll realize that I kind of just am off the cuff and just do whatever, and it's fine. It suits me. It doesn't bother me too much. We just gotta make it happen. But if order and things really a certain way is what you want, I'm sorry that I'm a little bit all over the place. In normal life, and work life, and this life, and now on YouTube for the world to see. So, all right, there are those. I've got numbers, I've got washi, and that's probably about all the setup I'm gonna do. So, other than that, in the back section here, I haven't done anything really at this point. I will start doing that soon, but I did create, and they're not listed in my shop yet, but I'm going to list them. These are tip-ins. So this is January. It's a vellum. I do like the calendar on it. I don't know why. I just like to look at the calendar here before my stuff starts. And then it has a tab. I may reinforce my tab with some tape just to make sure that it doesn't get too beat up. But this planner doesn't really leave the house. It stays here, so there's really no issue with like that happening. And so I left a couple blank pages to make like an index, table of contents kind of deal, and then I will go into memory keeping. And I have purchased, have a subscription to the Cocoa Daisy Creative Kit, and that is what I plan on memory keeping with back here in the back of my planner. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's all what we're going to do. So thank you for joining us again for another video here, planning with me, sort of. In the not in a traditional plan with me sense, but in my plan with me sense. So thanks again. And if you like what you see, share this video with somebody that might also like it. My channel's very new, so I'm appreciative of all shares. And yeah, if you like it and you like what you have seen here, then subscribe, hang around, come back for another one. Thank you.